So where I am today. So as Amanda mentioned, I have a couple different businesses. I own a Keller Williams Realty franchise that's literally out this gate, 2 miles down Beulah right there, located right there. And I'm the operating partner of that organization, which means that my role in the organization is that I cast the vision, I hold others accountable, I'm in charge of hiring and making sure that those that we hire are do what they're expected to do. I bring in capital to the company, and I also am there to to focus on the things. Okay, so I have a CEO that works for me, and his job is to focus on the people, where my job is to focus on the things. In addition to that, I also have an investment company as well as a title business and a real estate sales business, which, as Amanda told you, is www.greetingsvirginia.com. All right, so now let me tell you, 1995, I was leaving out the back gate. Some of you may know it. That's closest to Savannah, Georgia, from Fort Stewart, Georgia. And that's that long gate. If any of you know it, it's just like a long road, about 15 miles, and you go out that back gate. And that was my last experience doing what you guys do right here, okay? And that was a long time ago. And I left after 4 years as an enlisted soldier, and around that time period, Saddam Hussein was mobilizing his troops around the Kuwaiti border, and I was a part of the 24th Infantry Division, and now I believe it's the 3rd ID there. It was right along that transition. And when this occurred, we were supposed to be deployed, and I got inoculated with all kinds of different stuff, and my pancreas stopped working. Okay, so I haven't had a pancreas work in the last 20 plus years, and I share that with you only because though that's just whatever, right? And I know some of you may have other experiences and challenges. Is my intention with this conversation today is that every single person here understands that whatever it is that you desire in life, and that doesn't matter what that may be, it's possible. Okay? So in 1995, when I left the military, when I left the Army, I went on about 10 years of not ideal times. I was an active alcoholic. I was a horrible husband to my first wife. And it took me years and years and years to be able to sort of right the ship. Around 10 years ago, I'm 43 years old today. Okay, so actually I was 32 at the time. I finally righted the ship. And when I righted that ship, it was to enter into the realm of being an entrepreneur. And at the time, I started, I was waiting tables, 32 years old. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, okay, well, what can I do with my life? Because I had this intention in my life. I had this spirit that I wanted to live. So about 10 years ago, I started off, and I didn't quite understand exactly what my journey was going to be, yet I did understand that I intended to create a business. So after being a licensed real estate agent for about 1.5 years, the real estate brokerage that I was a part of was not doing well. I had nothing to do with ownership, anything like that. And I was invited to be to be an owner. And at the time, I was a smaller owner. I own 20% of the business. Today, I own 62% of the business. A little bit complicated, but anyway. So the other owners had asked for me to be the operating partner, and initially I said no. Okay, and in retrospect, they ended up talking me into it, and I ended up saying yes. And I said yes because I felt there wasn't going to be another opportunity. I said yes because I was fearful. Yet what I've learned is the reality of it is when you take action and you're able to create results, opportunity will always be abundant for you. Okay? I want to talk to you, so I was asked to talk a little bit about the hiring process. Okay? Hiring process is a second step, in my opinion, in regards to running a business. Okay? The first step, and this is something that I really, if you guys get one thing out of this, please get this. The first step, in my opinion, to running a business is lead generate. Whatever you do in the business, is going to be something that's going to be technical. Okay? And you may be the very, very best technical skill. Yet, if you don't have business, then it doesn't matter. Okay? So the one thing that may not even emphasize enough is the fact that generating business, generating opportunity, going out, and there's many different ways to do that. Raj talked about networking. There's website. There's all kinds of different ways that you can generate business. But that's the fundamental to a business. The next step in a business is hiring. That's recruiting and selecting the very best people. Okay? And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And then the third step, in my opinion, to a business is leadership. So after you've recruited and you selected the very best people, now you've got to lead them. You got to lead them to a vision, right? If you're going to be the spearhead, you're going to be the entrepreneur, and when you have a vision, and when you hire the right people, and then you cast that vision over and over and over and over and over again to the people that you're leading, and you make sure that you're holding the people that you hire accountable for the results that they're intended to create, then you're going to be able to reach, great things. When you're hiring, it's about finding out where somebody's going to swim downstream. Okay? And it's really a conversation to figure out, to say, is this person that I'm considering to hire, are they going to feel empowered to do whatever it is that I'm hiring them to do? Are they going to feel like they're waking up every single morning and they're going into their role and they feel just great? Right? Or are they going to sort of trudge along and be like, oh, I got another 9 to 5, I can't wait till the weekend? Okay? Because what you're looking to do in the hiring process, you're looking for that person that's going to be empowered, to be excited, okay, in regards to whatever role that you're hiring them for. Okay? The starting point for that would be the behavior. Okay? So if you're looking for a salesperson, you're going to be looking for somebody that's assertive, somebody that's relationship driven, somebody that gets it done. Somebody that may be perceived as a risk taker. If you're looking for somebody that's administrative help, then you're going to be looking for somebody that is maybe a little bit more cautious, a little bit more steady, somebody that's going to dot the I's and cross the T's. Okay, so those are two very distinct behaviors. Can you guys understand the difference between those two? Okay, now there's a lot of tools out there that will allow for you to identify that. And the behavior of the individuals that you will hire is really the starting point to the hiring process. So we say it's 25% of the hiring process, yet it's the first 25%. Okay? So for example, if you're not a risk taker, if you're not personable, not relationship driven, not assertive, okay, then you're probably not going to be in a good role in regards to a salesperson. Would you guys agree with that? Right? Like if you're scared to go out and talk to people and interact and actually ask for business, would that be something that would be a good fit in regards to a salesperson? Right? So now we can identify the behavior. So then the next thing that we're looking for is a record of success. Okay? So now it doesn't matter even if they have a record of success in whatever industry or whatever business that you intended to do. What matters is that they have a record of success in something along those lines. Is this somebody that has been a Boy Scout leader or a Cub Scout leader or a Girl Scout leader or Brownie leader? Okay? Is this somebody that has volunteered? Okay? Viraj mentioned a group called ESO. So that's an organization. I know that Marla belongs to a group called BNI, which is another just networking type group. So they may not be in business, right? But you can look for areas of leadership. Right? Because it goes back to behavior and it goes back to a record of success. Okay, record of success in whatever area that you're hiring for, and then do they fit and match the behavior? Now I mentioned to you that there's a lot of tools that you can use for that. I use a couple different behavioral assessments. An entry behavioral assessment is an assessment called DISC, D-I-S-C.